What if the Warriors' last chance to keep their dynasty alive is wearing a cast? That question isn't just symbolic. Right now, as the Golden State Warriors front office begins charting what might be the final competitive stretch of the Stephen Curry era, one often overlooked name is quietly becoming central to their uncertain future. Moses Moody, the young shooting guard who recently had surgery on his right thumb, represents more than just numbers or potential. He symbolizes a major dilemma for a franchise that once ruled the NBA, but now struggles to maintain balance between present ambitions and future plans. The Warriors, once soaring high, are now grounded by an aging core and an unstable foundation, staring at an uncertain future. To see why Moody's situation holds so much weight, we have to look back to the 2021 NBA Draft. That year, Golden State owned two valuable lottery picks. It was the ideal moment to begin a smooth transition. Curry, Thompson, and Green were still elite, but clearly not young anymore. The front office took a bold risk by selecting Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. The vision was straightforward: develop both prospects alongside the championship veterans without losing their edge. Kuminga went through ups and downs, but eventually carved out a defined role. Moody, however, remained on the outskirts. A quieter, more methodical player, Moody is 22 years old and still trying to find his place in one of the league's most complicated systems. That's where the situation starts to get tricky. He ended the 2024-25 season with averages of 9.8 points, 2.6 rebounds, and 1.3 assists. He shot 43.3% from the field, 37.4% from beyond the arc, and 79.7% at the free throw line. Those numbers weren't extraordinary, but they were encouraging, especially for someone with limited playing time and an undefined role. In the playoffs, Moody got some opportunities, but his production dropped. His scoring average fell to 7.1 points per game, with his shooting efficiency dipping to 35% overall and 33% from three-point range. That's concerning for a player trying to prove he belongs on a roster built around excellence. Still, he had a moment of brilliance, a 25.9 rebound performance that hinted at his upside. The potential is real. The talent exists. But in the NBA, flashes of greatness aren't enough. What matters is consistency, and that's Moody's greatest obstacle right now. Shortly after the Warriors' season came to an end, news broke quietly. Moody had undergone surgery to fix a torn ulnar collateral ligament in his right thumb. According to the team, the procedure was successful and took place in Los Angeles. They expect him to be ready by the start of training camp. But in professional sports, hope is not a plan. Timelines may be outlined by doctors, but the NBA moves quickly. And for Stephen Curry, time is especially precious and running out. Golden State's shortage of impactful young talent has become glaring. The strategy of grooming prospects alongside seasoned stars has not unfolded as intended. James Wiseman is gone. Kuminga remains inconsistent. Now, all eyes are on Moody, a player who hasn't yet proven he's ready to take the next step. Inside the organization, there's a silent question that looms. Is there still time? Can Moses Moody evolve into a reliable role player? Can he complement Curry's game or even shoulder more responsibility if needed? If the answer is no, then the Warriors face a tough reality. Their succession plan has failed. What's most intriguing is the silence surrounding Moody's development. There are no public doubts, no negative reports. The franchise maintains that Moody is on track to return fully healthy for training camp. But that doesn't address the bigger issue. The concern isn't just about his thumb, it's mental, tactical, and technical. It's about whether he can transform quickly in a team that no longer has time to wait. He must show, from the very first practices next season, that his 25-point game wasn't a fluke. It was a preview of what's to come. If not, he could become just another name in a long line of prospects who passed through the Bay Area without leaving a lasting impression. The Warriors are standing at a pivotal moment. They can't afford to wait 3 years to develop someone anymore. At most, they have a year or two. Curry remains a superstar, but for how much longer? And what kind of team will surround him? Moody's thumb surgery now stands as a major question mark. If he returns more mature, efficient, and confident, he could be the crucial link connecting Golden State's past to its future. But if nothing changes, it might already be too late. So, the real question: does Moody have what it takes to be a part of the Warriors' next chapter? Or is this just another sign that the plan to extend the dynasty is falling apart? Let us know what you think. The Golden State Warriors are facing a ticking clock. This once dominant franchise, led by Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson, is now confronting time, injuries, and questionable roster decisions. Their last hope might lie in a young core that hasn't proven itself yet, and may soon be broken apart. In the first half of this story, we focused on Moses Moody. The 22-year-old had thumb surgery just after the 2024-25 season ended. He had some bright moments in the playoffs, including a 25-point, 9-rebound outburst. But overall, he finished the postseason on a disappointing note. That performance, or lack of it, raised concerns that the Warriors' rebuild project was already failing. Perhaps failing badly. The inconsistency of young players in big moments only added to the frustration. Relying so heavily on veterans had become a burden. Even though Stephen Curry remains brilliant, every genius needs help. The team's early playoff exit, despite knocking off the second-seeded Rockets, was a final alarm. Change was necessary. That's when the Warriors made a bold move. If their young talent couldn't contribute now, maybe it was time to turn those assets into more NBA-ready pieces. So began what could be the final roster overhaul before Curry's window closes forever. Mid-season, the Warriors acquired Jimmy Butler. His arrival made an instant impact. Butler brought toughness, experience, and leadership. For a while, it felt like everything was clicking. But Curry's injury during the Western semifinals against the Timberwolves exposed the roster's fragility. Without him, Golden State fell in 5 games. That loss brought clarity. The roster lacked depth, defense, and presence inside the paint, and those issues needed fixing right away. That sets the stage for a potential 3-team trade involving the Warriors, Brooklyn Nets, and Charlotte Hornets. Under the rumored deal, the Warriors would receive Cam Johnson, Mark Williams, and Josh Okogie. The Nets would acquire Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, and a 2028 first-round pick. The Hornets would get Moses Moody, Trace Jackson-Davis, and a 2032 first-round pick. Let's break down what that means, starting with Golden State. This trade would signal a total shift in approach. Rather than developing young prospects, the Warriors would be embracing a win-now mentality. Cam Johnson, a 39% career three-point shooter, fits perfectly in Steve Kerr's system. His movement off the ball, basketball IQ, and strong defense make him an ideal playoff contributor. He could help replace the roles once held by Klay Thompson and Buddy Hield. Mark Williams provides the rim protection and rebounding Golden State has been lacking. At 7 feet tall, with pre-injury averages of 15.3 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks, he offers the kind of interior presence the Warriors haven't had since JaVale McGee. Josh Okogie may not be a big name, but he's exactly the kind of role player that championship teams need. A fierce perimeter defender who can guard multiple positions, he would help ease Draymond Green's defensive workload and bring energy to the bench unit. With this trio, the Warriors would instantly regain contender status. The core of Curry, Butler, and Green would now have versatile, high-impact support. But the Nets wouldn't be losing out either. Despite a rocky season, Kuminga is only 22 and still has star-level potential. With averages of 15.3 points and 4.6 rebounds, he's flashed his talent, but never had the space to grow freely. Brooklyn, in full rebuild mode, would provide that freedom. With less pressure and a looser system, Kuminga could finally thrive. Buddy Hield would offer both shooting and mentorship, or serve as a trade chip. And the 2028 first-round pick would add to Brooklyn's growing pool of future assets. As for Charlotte, they would be betting on long-term development. By moving Mark Williams and Okogie, they'd bring in Moody and Trace Jackson-Davis, two young players with NBA-ready bodies and untapped upside. Moody, while inconsistent, is a capable defender with a steady three-point shot. He could pair well with LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. Trace Jackson-Davis, a strong and athletic big man, adds energy off the bench. With the 2032 first-round pick, the Hornets gain another piece that could be used in future trades or developed slowly. In the end, every team walks away with something it values. The Warriors get one more shot at a title. The Nets get youth and upside. The Hornets get patience and depth. But the lingering question remains: is it worth it? Are the Warriors right to give up on Kuminga, Moody, and TJD, three promising young players, in exchange for veterans and specialists? Are they chasing one last ring, or clinging to a dream that's already slipped away? And there's more. Rumors continue to circulate that Giannis Antetokounmpo remains on Golden State's radar. Could this trade just be the beginning? Let us know your thoughts. Is this the right move for the Warriors, or should they start rebuilding now?